What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Saturday, and y'all know what that means. We're gonna have us a good old time tonight. I am your host, Emmanuel Eman Noisette, and I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Today we are going to talk about a couple of things that happened throughout the week. We will specifically be talking about the passing of Rob Reiner. I will talk about that. That was terrible news. Then we will also, I will give you I'll give you some updates on the WB Netflix deal. And we will also talk about Avatar, Fire and Ash. I will give you guys my review on that as well. Plus a whole bunch of other stuff. So we will go through all of that. I will let you guys, I'll give you a heads up right now. My Bears are playing. All right. My Bears are playing, and we playing the evil villains, the Green Bay Packers. So I'm gonna try not to keep y'all here too long. I gotta go see my Bears. Please don't nobody spoil the game for me. I was trying to watch the game and prep for this, and it was a lot going on, but I'm gonna go rewatch it. I got it recorded, so don't nobody ruin it for me, please. But we have to defeat the evil Packers. I don't even know if we care about a Super Bowl. We need this to be handled. Okay. Anyway, let's see who has made it out. And shout out, by the way, to all of y'all watching on Twitch and to all of y'all watching on Instagram. Feel free to come on over to YouTube if you want to join in on the conversation. You can do that, or feel free to stay there and watch it on the gram. That is fine too. But let's see who has made it out today. Give a couple quick shout outs. Jarrell, what is going on? Yes, we do have a lot to talk about. We got to catch up on a whole lot. Dexter Reason, appreciate you coming through. Rabia, good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. I do. King Chat, hey, Merry pre-Christmas to all of y'all as well. I know I just realized that Christmas is going to fall on a Thursday, so we'll be here a little after. So Merry pre-Christmas, happy holidays, the Hanukkahs, the Kwanzas, and you know what? Even the Festivus for the rest of y'all. You know, just all of them, right? Just all of them. Merry, happy all the holidays, okay? Who else we got? MC, good to see you. Appreciate you. Jay, hello. Appreciate you coming through. Jesus, thank you so much for being here. Come on through, Zia. How you doing? What is going on, Miss Harper? Thank you so much. You know, listen, I had to make a decision. It was either watch the Bears now, but the problem is I'm in my fantasy playoffs in a bunch of leagues. I'm gonna be too distracted on Sunday. I can't do it. I had to come and knock this out today because tomorrow it's football all day. It's football all day. I won't have time. I just won't. So the Bears are still going to be watched. Okay. They will be watched. Kristen Pratt holding it down for the Mod Squad. Thank you so much. Gothic Chick, how you doing? Claus, how you doing? What is up, Eugene? Talented One, what's going on? We got the homie Tracy Ann is here. Who else? Johnny, what is up? T-Ville, what is up? Deborah, appreciate you coming through. Rock, hello. Nisi, good to see you. Mama J is in the building. Callow, how you doing? Only Sam K, my man Chris is here as well. Tony, what's up? You child, Tanya, Quiet One, shout out to y'all. Anthony, hello. Huli, hello, what's up? Tasha, I see ya. Who else did I see? I saw some other folks coming in. Ray, what is up? Andrew, appreciate you coming through. Amanda, what is up? My man Lou is here as well. And shout out to everyone that has made it out, guys. I really do appreciate y'all taking the time. Come on through, Rabia, with the super sticker. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Anthony, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? That's, the director has said that it's a Christmas movie. I just saw Macaulay Culkin was like, hell no, it's not a Christmas movie because, I mean, if you make this movie during Easter or some other holiday, does it really change a lot? Eh, I think at this point, it depends on what you describe as a Christmas movie. I have always been under the assumption that Christmas movies have to mean that the themes of the film have to center around the actual holiday. I think that is very different than something just so happening to take place during Christmas. I think when people think of Christmas movies, this has become such a running joke that people are associating this as a Christmas movie, but I don't think the movie's actually about Christmas. So I would say, technically, no. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. However, for the sake of the culture, I would say that it is. I think that it is an adopted Christmas movie. By nature, no, it's not a Christmas movie. But because we get to make up the rules as fans, as whatever, as society, it is an adopted Christmas movie. That is my take on it. You guys let me know, does that count? Can we adopt something into a genre? Because I feel like that's the best compromise. That's just me. And this is not a knock against Die Hard. I love Die Hard. Die Hard is a classic film, right? But I don't think it's by its nature about Christmas. So I wouldn't say it is. But I think that, we can adopt it. But y'all let me know. Is an adoption okay? Can we adopt Die Hard as a Christmas movie? Does that work? Y'all let me know. I'll let y'all figure it out. Thank you so much for that, Anthony. Who else do we have? Ooh, okay, Anthony with another one. Thank you so much for supporting the channel this way. I have never seen Home Alone or A Christmas Story from start to finish. Wow. My local theater is doing a re-release of both tomorrow. I'm doing a double feature. What would you recommend as the watch order for these two and why? Great question. So I would say, and this is just the way I like to do things, I would recommend A Christmas Story first, right? I would recommend that first just because it's still a classic. My wife literally has it on repeat every year. I would watch that first only because it's a little bit older. It's not like, it's a little bit more mild. But Home Alone is a fantastically classic movie. Like, to me, Home Alone is a better movie. It's more entertaining. So I would probably start with A Christmas Story and then end on a higher note with Home Alone. And I feel like you'll have a great time that way. So that would be my recommendation. Y'all let me know. Do you think Anthony should go do A Christmas Story first and then Home Alone? Home Alone first or A Christmas Story? Feel free to let me know what y'all think. But that would be my recommendation. I'd do those two first. Let's see. You said there are two types of people in the world: those who consider Die Hard a Christmas movie and those who are wrong. Or myself, who would adopt it. I think you could just adopt it. I'm okay with that. Rabia, what is this going on? You just celebrated your birthday? 6-7. Wait, are you 67? Or was it on the 6th or the 7th? Like, what? Hey, either way, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I hope you had a great birthday. And I hope you had a great time. Not too great. Don't be doing nothing too wild. But I hope you celebrated and have fun. So thank you so much. Oh man, come on through, man. Steven, come on through. This is Chad. This is Reese's dad right here. Merry Christmas, E-Man, from Reese and Dad. From Reese, I hope you guys have a great Christmas, and I'm working for more Chad projects. Man, thank you both so much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas right back to you. Thank you so much. And I'm hoping for the best on your projects. I hope they come to fruition. I hope you have a great time doing them as well. Thank you guys so much for that. Why are y'all 49ers fans? I mean, okay, listen, as long as there's no bear hate, shout out to the 49er fans. I just didn't know, I didn't know y'all was like that. Okay, okay, all right. Listen, as long as we don't see each other at the Super Bowl, as long as we don't see nobody at the Super Bowl or in the conference, like fine, I'm okay with that. Enjoy the competition, that's fine, but just don't let us see each other head to head. That would be a problem. That would be it. Let's see, Tracy, what you got? My fam adopted The Sound of Music as a Christmas film. The Sound of Music. That's a heavy film. I only recently, maybe a couple years ago, finally saw that movie from beginning to end. Wow. I don't, you know what? If y'all want to adopt it, that's fine. Listen, I really feel as though we need to start letting adoptions of movies into genres be a thing. I feel like that. I think I just stumbled onto something. I feel like this is what we have to do. Because there could be, for example, a horror movie, a movie that's supposed to be scary, and maybe we'd be like, nah, you know what? That Freddy Krueger movie, that the Nightmare on Elm Street, actually, that's a comedy, because Freddy versus Jason, is it really scary? I laughed at that movie way more than I was scared of it. I feel like we need to adopt movies. That needs to be a thing. That's that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Y'all let me know if there are any others that you would like to adopt into other genres or not. Thank you so much for that, Tracy. All right, let's kick this off. How my Bears look? Okay, all right. I was just had to take a little quick peek. I'm trying not to, but I had to take a quick peek. Let's start off with the bad news first, because we usually try to get this out the way. And usually I would start this off with talking about the passing of a celebrity, actor, whoever. But unfortunately, this story just got even more complicated as it went. So in case you did not know, celebrated actor and director Rob Reiner has passed away. But in addition to that, his wife, also Michelle Singer Reiner, they both passed away, and allegedly they were killed by their son Nick Reiner. And this is according to multiple sources that have spoken to family members. To my knowledge, the son he is in custody with the police. It's a beyond sad situation. This is, according to interviews, at least with people, their son Nick did speak about how he had a lifelong or a long struggle with drug addiction. And it immediately made me think about the movie, in case if you've ever seen it. It's a Steve Carell film with Timothy Chalamet. Beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. I didn't even want to watch the movie. Like, it just so happened to come on. And if you've ever seen that film, it's about basically the ridiculously difficult emotional struggle that parents and families have to endure when you have a loved one that's on drugs. When you're on drugs, like, it literally changes your mind. Like, it physically alters your brain. So it's not like these things are stereotypical. Like, the addiction becomes your everything, and you're willing to do anything just to chase that high. And it's so sad, because when it comes to like your family, you're put in this bad position where it's like, all right, we're going to obviously try to help you, but that drug addiction might be so strong, you might be beyond help. Well, your family might not want to push you away because they love you. But if they bring you in, you might be stealing, you might be doing stuff, you might be hurting folks. Like, who knows? And it's like you don't want to leave that loved one out in the cold either. And I was just seeing, Nick Reiner, he was talking about how he was dealing with homelessness and stuff. And it's kind of like you don't ever want to be in that position because you're doomed if you help them, but you're also messed up if you don't help them. And I'm not saying that that's exactly the situation that happened with the Reiners, but I could only empathize and only imagine the struggles that they all went through dealing with that. And I mean, what's more heartbreaking than your own child coming and, allegedly murdering you, both of you? Like, that's the whole thing is just gut wrenching. And my condolences to the Reiner family. This was insane, just to hear about this. Now, again, we probably could have just sat here, mourned, Rob Reiner. And I mean, we're talking about like a real prolific director, Princess Bride, what was it, Harry Met Sally. I mean, I met him off of, not met him, but I knew him from All in the Family. He was the meathead, you know. So I mean, those are my fond memories for Rob Reiner, but just such a terrible story to hear about. And one would think that as human beings, we could just kind of come together and just collectively empathize with this tragic loss. But that can't be the case for all humans. And I'm using this word lightly right now because y'all president decided to go online at the passing of Rob Reiner and allege that I'm not even going to read his full statement because it's disgusting. And he said that Rob Reiner's death was reportedly due to anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with the mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. I know politics is a dirty game. And I know Rob Reiner was a staunch leftist, Democrat, whatever you want to call it. He was anti-Trump, all of that, which, by the way, you have the right to be. We live in America. You have the right to side with whatever political party that you want. But this was disgusting. This was reprehensible. I could have sworn just a couple months ago, everybody was talking about Charlie Kirk passing away, and God forbid anyone even brought up a quote from Charlie Kirk. I condemn the violence. I condemn all of this political violence. But I'm just saying, people couldn't even criticize the things that Charlie said or did out of respect. Well, for most part, people were trying to respect the fact that a man just lost his life. Meanwhile, one of the most powerful people on this planet decided to use this death as a political tool to dehumanize the loss of life. Now, again, I don't try to use this as a political platform or anything. I really try to stay away from that. And unfortunately, it keeps on edging into the entertainment industry side. So I will speak on it. But I do want to take this moment to give some credit and shout outs, and I know this is rare, to the MAGA crowd. Because once the president said this, I actually saw some celebrities who are right leaning and just average everyday MAGA people online actually push back. They actually sat here and was like, whoa, 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 Mr. President, what are you doing? That's not okay. And you know what? Better late than never. It would have been nice if y'all would have done that, when Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked or whatever. Would have been nice if y'all done that when those two Democratic, political figures were killed, in that other situation. But at least I have a little bit of hope for humanity that there is potentially a line that they would actually get a little pushback for this ridiculousness. Now, I will say this also. Usually, and it's not something uncommon. Sometimes you make a mistake, right? Sometimes you get caught up in the political back and forth and everything. You don't even know Rob Reiner like that. So you know what? And once you hear from your base, and they're like, hey man, that's not cool. You need to chill out with that. That's the time. Okay, at least you can push back. You can come back, collect yourself, get out of the stupid rally mode, and come back to being a human being. That is what the expectation should be. But unfortunately, that's not what happened, because y'all president, once again, doubled down on his comments after everyone called him out, including his own base, and said he was a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. I was not a fan of Rob at all in any shape or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. The only derangement I see is from him. You can't take a break. You can't sit, you don't have to like somebody. There are a lot of people that pass away I don't like or I didn't agree with. But you know what? Silence is free. You literally have the right to remain silent. I'm saying, if you don't like the person, that's cool. You could just say no comment. Or you could just be a human being and say, hey, sorry for his loss. That's tragic. Should have never happened. Anyway, next question. So many options rather than doubling down on being a jerk. And I'm saying that extremely lightly because sometimes my kids listen to my live streams. But yes, there are other words I would definitely use in this case. So this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for our country. It's embarrassing that we can't even have a little bit of civility. It's embarrassing that rather than allowing people to take the time to focus on Rob Reiner and his family and this terrible tragedy, uplift them, all of that positive stuff in this terrible situation. It's incredibly ridiculous and atrocious that you have to sit here and double down on that with that negativity. So, yeah. You guys let me know what you think about this whole situation. I know if I keep talking about it, I'm a cuss. I'm a cuss. I don't want to go. I don't want to get demonetized yet or nothing. But this really infuriates me. It really does get on my nerves. Like, this is bad. This is bad. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Oh, Natalie, come on through. I'll catch the replay. Me and my recast my boyfriend. are celebrating our 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary to the two of you. Look at y'all making it a whole year. Y'all so cute. Good for you guys. Congratulations. I hope you guys have a wonderful celebration. And hey, tell them to take you out somewhere. Tell them to take you out somewhere nice. Yeah. Dude, I hope y'all let me know what y'all end up doing. Don't let it be Cheesecake Factory. No, no. Listen, I ain't trying to get demonetized from them either. They're not paying no bills, but you know, go treat yourselves. That's all. Just go treat yourselves. Um, all right, let's see. JN. Oh my gosh, JN, thank you brother. Thank you so much. Salute to another year of great content from you, E-Man. Thank you so much. Put this towards the mission Christmas gifts or that hypo hustler. Yeah, hypno hustler Spider-Man action figure that just dropped. It did. Hey, man, you be messing me up, man. I'm running out of room. Much love from the DMV to all of the E-fam. Thank you so much. You already know this has got to go to the girls. So the kids about to get something for the Christmas and all of that. So, but thank you so much. They appreciate it. All right, let's move forward. You know what? We had the bad news. Now let's get on to some good news. Okay, let's go on to some positive stuff. We got the bad stuff out the way. Let's do something. And look at this. Look at this. You know what? Y'all, Dick Van Dyke has just turned 100. A whole 100. This man has been entertaining folks for as long as I've been alive. I remember watching the Dick Van Dyke Show when I was just young, like a kid, watching it with my grandmother, watching it on Nick at Night, watching this man in all these movies, all these TV shows. Shout out to Dick Van Dyke. And, my man, listen, he's still up there dancing. I think he was just doing, what was it, Dancing with the Stars, or it was something. He was still out there, 100 years old, still, hey, doing a little two-step with a little jig and all. Man, listen. Whew. If only, if only we all could live to be 100 years old with Dick Van Dyke type of knees. Because, man, my man was still getting it, still getting down on the dance floor at 100 years old. So shout out to Dick Van Dyke. Another example of when you live long and don't nobody have nothing bad to say about you and you still around. Okay, you still around. Shout out to Dick Van Dyke. Let's see. Next up, what else do we have? Oh, listen, a lot of y'all been talking to me about this show. I hear you. I'm with you. Okay, because Pluribus has been Apple TV's most watched show ever, and season 2 is already on the way. Listen, I know people are like, oh, you got to cover Pluribus. Oh, listen, I don't have time. I don't even have time to watch the show because I think I've watched only episode 3. I'm only on episode 3. I don't have time. I was covering Derry. I still got Derry videos that I want to make. And just to be honest with y'all, I have to prepare for From. Okay. I can't just sit here and do From content. I don't know. I have to prepare for From. I need to, y'all have no idea how much that takes. Like, I'm not even going to go through the list of things I have to do, but I got to go rewatch all those seasons. I got to take notes all over again. I got to make new videos before the new season comes out for y'all. I'm in From mode. I'm in From mode right now. So as much as I would love to do Pluribus, I can't. I just don't have time. And I have a job. So, but anyway, please continue watching Pluribus. I'm having a good time with it so far. But yeah, and maybe by the time I get done with it, I'll give you guys my thoughts. But yeah, it's hard to like cover a show and watch something, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Maybe if I was full time with this, that'd be different. But anywho, Instagram is now being added to TVs. Users will be able to watch IG Reels on their TVs. I don't like this. This feels a little wild. First of all, I don't know about y'all, but like when I go to Instagram, I'm watching Instagram maybe for like reels that are like less than 2 minutes at that. Because once you get over 2 minutes, I'm hitting the fast forward, play speed, because that's not what I'm here for. If I want to watch longer video, I'll go to YouTube, right? Maybe Facebook, probably YouTube. But listen, I'm not trying to judge people, but I'm just saying, if you're watching Instagram reels on TV, like, what are you doing? You ain't got no other business. There ain't nothing. I don't like this. I don't like it. It don't sit right with me. Unless you're watching my reels, then I fully support this. If you're watching my reels, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, feel free to let me know what y'all think about watching Instagram reels on a TV, probably the smart TVs. I don't see how that helps. I don't. Maybe if they brought back IGTV where people were actually putting out full episodes, maybe, but anyway, I thought they killed that. Speaking of streaming and stuff, the Oscars actually won, or I'm sorry, YouTube won the bid to get the Oscars starting in 2029. We talked about this before. Once again, another loss for Universal. NBC Universal, aka, that got Peacock and everything. Remember, they tried to get that Netflix deal, that WB deal. Netflix and Paramount both was like, get out of here. This grown folks talking. Then NBC Universal tried to compete with YouTube to try and get the Oscars, and it was like, sit down, we got this. NBC just stay losing. They already had Peacock, but I'm just saying it's another L. Sorry. That's messed up. Anywho, will y'all be watching the Oscars at all? Will you be watching it on YouTube? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we got IMAX CEO Rich Gelfond says that Greta Gerwig's Narnia movie will be a cultural event and that it's going to change the world. He says here that this is not your mother's or your grandmother's Narnia. Sir, please relax. Ain't nobody checking for Narnia to be changing the world. Come on now. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the story of Narnia. It does have it. It comes from C.S. Lewis. It comes from it's based off of Christianity to a degree. This ain't changing nobody's world. Let slow down. Barbie did very well. I trust Greta to put a good movie out. Change it, sir. Just relax. Put the movie on your IMAX screens. Enjoy your money. Relax. Y'all don't need to be coming out saying these crazy things all the time. You really don't have to. Okay. What else we got? We got a little Spider-Verse stuff here. Daniel Kaluuya, he confirms that he is actually developing a Spider-Punk animated movie. He says those Spider-Verse films, they speak to me. I think the filmmakers and the animators are some of the best storytellers in the game. That is wonderful news. Spider-Punk was actually a highlight in Across the Spider-Verse. So I'm here for it. And I'm glad to hear that Daniel is on board with that as well. Looking forward to that. I really hope that they can hurry up and get us the Beyond the Spider-Verse. Like, let's go. We got something from the GOAT, James Cameron. We're gonna talk about Avatar a little bit later, but the GOAT, James Cameron, was asked about Avatar 4. He says, listen, I'm gonna pose a metaphor to you. When a woman is in labor, she's just crowning. Would you just ask her about the next child? Okay, I just delivered this thing. Wow. Okay, sir. Okay, so James Cameron basically said, hey, leave me alone. Leave me alone about Avatar 4. Okay, leave me alone. First of all, I already told y'all James Cameron's the GOAT. But I gotta push back. I hear you, sir. I hear you. You right. Why are we asking about this? Maybe because you brought this on yourself. What? Everybody was minding their own business, and James Cameron said, "Hey, I got Avatar 1 through 8 ready to go." Sir, you did this. You basically, if we're going to use the woman in labor analogy, you're the one that said, "I'm having octuplets." Okay? You said that. We didn't even know you was pregnant. We didn't even know. And then you sat here and said, "I'm having 8 kids." Well, yes, we might say after this second kid, how you feeling about 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7? We gonna ask about that because you brought it up. I'm just saying, maybe in the future, don't talk about 3, 4, 5 sequels down the line, and people might not ask you about the sequels 3, 4, 5, 6 down the line. Just might not happen. Just a guess. Anyway, he's still the GOAT. So shout out to James Cameron. And Avatar is currently in theaters right now. So feel free to go check that out. Anywho, Sean Levy, in case y'all didn't know, is doing a Star Wars movie. Okay. Says here that the movie has wrapped filming. And this stars Ryan Gosling, Flynn Gray, I don't know who that is, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, and more. And it is in theaters May 28th, 2027. First and foremost, let me just say, I don't believe you. You need more people. I don't believe you. Do you know how many times we've been gaslit and told, here's a movie, there's a movie, we ain't got all these Star Wars movies? I don't believe you. Patty Jenkins, y'all remember her? She had a whole thing. I'm making a movie, y'all. Right after that whack, Wonder Woman movie, we gonna have a Star Wars. Nothing. Taika Waititi, I'm writing a movie. Nothing. I don't believe nothing from Star Wars about nothing. When the tickets on sale, put them tickets on sale, put a trailer out, and then now we can talk. In the meantime, this movie does not exist. Because for all we know, after all this time, y'all might put this and pull a WB and recycle the movie and do it a tax write-off. I don't know. But all I do know is that y'all talk a whole lot of game and don't show very much. I'm still skeptical of the Mandalorian movie, and we do have a trailer for that one. I don't even know if that's real. Y'all might turn around and make that a TV show, season 4. Y'all might just do that instead. So no, I don't believe it. I don't trust it. I mean, listen, if it happens, great. But y'all don't have a lot of trust built up at this point. Okay. Anywho, moving on, we got a live action Gaston movie in the works at Disney. And you got the writer from Across the Spider-Verse doing the script. First of all, I didn't know that this was necessary. Gaston was always kind of like an interesting character, but he always felt like a side character. I know that they kind of wanted to do something with Luke Evans. I do not believe that this is a continuation of that. So this would actually be a completely new, Gaston movie. They did say that it's going to be like all this swashbuckling and adventure type of stuff. But again, I'm just curious why I should care. Like, what do we need to see more of Gaston for? Like, he ultimately becomes the villain in the Beauty and the Beast story. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what the angle is with this yet. Do y'all care about this? I don't know. I should have asked my kids, see if they care. They probably do. They care about everything. But anyway, let me know what you think about a live action Gaston movie. And again, this is not going to have Luke Evans, so this is going to be a completely new, different one. I don't know why, but this is the choice. This is what they want to do. Next up, we got we got an update here. Now this is a rumor. We did talk about um Scarlett Johansson. We talked about ScarJo going into the Batman 2 and how she was I thought that she was going to play the character from Mask of the Phantasm. I thought she was going to have a much more prominent role, but we have a rumor from what is this? Jeff Snyder. Yeah, fairly accurate. And he says that Scarlett Johansson is rumored to be playing Gilda Gold in the Batman Part 2. Gold is the wife of Harvey Dent in the comics. Interesting. So Harvey Dent's wife could be who ScarJo plays. Now, that right there, I like it for two reasons. Well, let me say, you could get the holiday, what was it, the Holiday Killer or whatever, that story with Harvey Dent. I'm okay if they want to go the Harvey Dent route, because in case, I don't know if y'all remember, I put out a whole short about this. The Long Halloween. Thank you. The Long Halloween. I put out a whole short. Didn't I just say instead of doing Penguin, the best thing Matt Reeves could do is Harvey Dent? That would be a better story. Please go check out the short. Check out the reel. I put it out there because I was saying this last year. That Harvey Dent should be the next focus, and he would be a really good, TV series. I didn't say for the movies, but I do think that what you had with Harvey Dent, what you had with the Penguin, you could definitely do with Harvey Dent, and you could make it a really interesting series. So anyway, bringing ScarJo into this, maybe that's how they tease it, one way or another. But if that's what y'all bringing ScarJo in just to be his wife, I don't know. I don't know if that's a big enough role, because ScarJo costs money. She is still like a high in demand actress. So I don't know. We'll see. But hey, shout out to her for crossing over from Marvel to DC and doing her thing. Speaking of DC, Lars Ettinger has been cast as Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow. This was not really a surprise. James Gunn has already talked about how and teased, and it was kind of easy to figure out that Brainiac was going to be the one. Listen, judging by his dome and his face, he looks the part. Okay, looks about right. You got it. I don't know this guy. I haven't seen him act or anything, but sure. So you have your new Brainiac. He is going to be cast right there. Let's move over. What else we got? Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler has declined an invitation to join the Academy many years ago. He says it's not out of animosity. I'm not good at judging things, bro. The act of picking the best thing is very stressful for me, even when there's no stakes involved. And I believe him. Now, I will say that I am a little disappointed because the Academy, in my opinion, needs as many people of color, especially Black people, to vote on things as possible, because the industry has a lot of bias in it. We'll talk about that later. But given what I have read about Ryan Coogler in my meetings with Ryan Coogler, I believe him. I believe that he really is a true artist, in the sense where he's not there to criticize stuff. He doesn't want to pick one thing or another. I get it. Like, listen, we've seen him make certain decisions with Black Panther, right? Like, he's not about picking the best route in certain senses. He's going to go with whatever he feels, and respect to him for that. Speaking of which, I almost forgot to tell y'all, I went to the celebration of Black cinema. Shout out to Critics' Choice for that. And I actually was able to sit at the table with the Sinners cast. So that was a really cool experience. I posted a video on my social media platform, so on Instagram, Facebook. I think I posted it on YouTube. If I didn't, I'll post it. I have to remember to post it. But it was actually a cool experience. I was able to I was sitting next to Miles, Sammy boy, and Woomney, and Michael B. Jordan was right next to her, and then it was somebody else, and then Ryan was right there. We were sitting at a big round table, and it was a pretty cool experience, pretty fun. Got to chit chat with the cast and everything, and yeah, good times. Unfortunately, I didn't take enough pictures. I don't think. Can I tell that story? I have one. Okay, my wife is telling me I can't tell the story. I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but I will say me and Woomney are going to be really good friends. We're going to be real good friends. But I was able to, if you look at the video, I was able to take a picture with, and we had a Lovecraft Country reunion. Misha Green was there. Journey Smollett was there, and of course Woomney. So I was able to get Journey and Woomney together to take a picture. It would have been even better if Jonathan Majors was there, of course, but it was really nice to have that Lovecraft Country reunion in a sense. That felt kind of special. So shout out to them for even inviting me and allowing me to hang out with them. That was really cool. Okay, sorry, it's a little sidetrack. Let's get back to the updates. Y'all movie getting the upgrade. Vin Diesel says that he has written a role for Ronaldo in the next Fast and Furious movie. Are you guys excited? Are you entertained? First of all, it seems like this franchise has not learned its lesson. It seems like Vin is going to keep doing whatever Vin wants to do. And it seems like the one thing that he wants to do is keep this budget as crazily high as possible. I'm just saying, because you're not about to get Ronaldo for nothing. You're going to have to pay that man. And for what? Why do you need him in this movie? I feel like Vin Diesel is no longer worried about the story. I don't think he even cares about the movies. I think Vin Diesel just wants to have fun. That's what I'm saying. I think he just wants to have fun. He just wants to hang out with these people, family. He just wants to take pictures with folks. I don't think he cares about the story at all. It's been lost. I don't know who decided at Universal or whoever is. Why are y'all letting him write? Why are y'all giving him this much? I know he's an executive producer on here, but somebody needs to step in and say, Vin, no, stop. That's dumb. Because let's be honest, whatever y'all about to have Ronaldo do is not going to elevate the movie in any way. I'm just putting that prediction out right now. It is going to be a milquetoast random cameo so people could be like, oh, and that's it. I get it. You just want to get the international fans out there because Ronaldo's popular around the world. I understand. It's superficial at best. And that right there is going to probably just solidify even more reason why this last Fast and Furious movie is going to be a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. So y'all enjoy it. You know, I know I'm forced to watch these things, but yikes. Let's talk about a little Derry. We got some quick Derry updates. Now, one of them I had already I had already told you this. I hope you took some time to watch my Welcome to Derry theory video. If you haven't, please feel free to go watch it. The boy needs the views. Go ahead and get some clicks on that. But I'm challenging the status quo. Okay, all them other channels, that it's time travel. I said no, it's not. Okay, so like, listen, if you want a little something unique, go and check out your boy, just in case. But just in case you did miss it, we have it now official that Andy Muschietti has confirmed that we are getting a 3-season plan, or they have a 3-season plan for Welcome to Derry. He says he had previously said season 2 would be set in 1935 and season 3 will be 1908. So we are going backwards into time with Welcome to Derry. And let me just say, Welcome to Derry is fantastic. That is one of the best shows that HBO has had in a long time. Love it, love it, love it. And y'all already know, if we get that show, it's on and popping. We are going up and down, breaking that sucker down left and right. I already went back and rewatched both of the It movies just because of this show. That's a true testament that your show is doing something right, you know. And yes, Dick Halloran does need a spinoff. I don't know why they're not. This has to be one of the easiest. Listen, do I need to make this a real? Hey, dear HBO, do you want the monies? If you want the monies, y'all need to greenlight a Dick Halloran spinoff show right now. Call up my boy Chris Chalk. I'm pretty sure he is available and ready to do this. At least I'm assuming so. We want Dick Halloran out there shining against all these other evil things before he gets to that, hotel or whatever. A spinoff show would be fantastic. The people want it. The viewership is there. Once again, do you want all the monies or not? Clip that. Anyway. All right. We know we're getting 3 seasons. That's great news. What else did he say? Andy also said something else. He also said here, he says that he wants to make a 6+ hour supercut of It and It Chapter 2 with never seen footage. He says, still a big dream of mine. Since we've been involved heavily in this show, we hadn't had time, crossing fingers. Let me just say, as a fan of Welcome to Derry and a fan of Andy Muschietti, a fan of the It movies, no thank you. No thank you. Them movies is long. I don't want to do this again. I don't need it. Those movies when I tell you, I sat and rewatched It Chapter 2. And this thing was 2 hours and 50 minutes. And I was like, what? Why is this movie so long? These movies are long enough. You don't have to do a supercut. Now, if you want to release maybe an extension or an alternate ending, that would be that I will accept that. But if you're just going to, listen, don't get caught up in this whole never before seen stuff. I don't need that. Yes, thank you, Chris. Put that on a Blu-ray, right? Now, if you tell me, let me help him out. Based off of my theory, where I say ain't no time travel, and I did say that it's possible to have an It Chapter 3. If you do a supercut, the best way to make that happen is if you alter what happens in the movies. What do I mean by that? And I'm giving a little bit of the theory away. The movies and the franchise have established, matter of fact, Pennywise has established that time can be changed. So if you're going to do a supercut and you're going to show us an alternate changed timeline, then yes, I will be interested in a 6+ hour cut, because now it's similar, but it's not the same. That's a different story. But if you're going to tell us the same story And oh, this time we show this side of the house instead of that side of the house. I don't want that fluff extra footage. That's a waste of my time. But if you're going to give me something that alters the story, now count me in. Y'all let me know, would you guys want to watch a 6+ hour Welcome to Derry It franchise movie? Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. Do we have any more quick updates? Okay, we got one last. Okay, we got one other update, and I can't do this because people have asked me about this. They say, "Hey, E-Man, did you watch the Street Fighter trailer?" I did. Now, unfortunately, I can't play it because copyrights, but I did watch this, and it looks like a complete joke. The whole thing looks like I don't know what to do with this trailer. I don't know what to do. I the way it first started, I was like, "Oh, okay. Does this even have a story? Does it? This looks like a fan-made cosplay trailer put together." So I don't know what to think. Let me tell you something. When the first Street Fighter movie came out, and that trailer came out with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he was doing the flash kick and everything, I was like, okay, here we go. Now, granted, I was young and dumb, but the trailer sold me. And then we watched the actual movie. And I was like, oh, this is trash. So I'm not going to be, again, I don't care if you just show me a supercut of all the characters. What is this movie? Is it straight action? Is it comedy? Is there actually a story? I don't know. Do you? So at that point, I'm like, man, y'all can miss me with this. I don't care. Like, the casting already sounded like a joke. Oh man, M. Bison looks so deflating. Like, nothing about M. Bison was like, ooh, that guy's gonna be a problem. Like, nothing. My boy Roman Reigns was in there. I need Roman Reigns to not say nothing. They showed him as Akuma. And first of all, shame on Hollywood. What was the dude's name? He was the Chinese, I think he was Chinese. Bo something. The big swole dude in Kickboxer that was always Jean-Claude Van Damme's villain. What was his name? He just passed away too. It was something Bo something. Bo Young. Bolo. Thank you. Bolo. I knew it was Bo something. Bolo. Y'all need somebody like Bolo. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me get some images so y'all remember. This is the kind of dude. Rest in peace to Bolo. Okay. I think he passed away. I think he did. This is who y'all need. Y'all needed someone like Bolo. Some Asian swole martial artists to play Akuma. But instead, y'all sat here and said, hey, it's okay. Let's go get us a Samoan because, they're racially ambiguous. No, we can play off a Samoan guy as a Japanese swole fighter. Like, what? And here's the thing. Akuma don't need no lines. If you know Akuma from Street Fighter, you don't need him to say 2 words. What you need him to do is to grunt, look mean, and whoop your butt with the lights off and walk away. That's it. That's Akuma. Akuma was a secret character for so many years, and when he came up, you knew he was a problem, and this man ain't said 2 words for a decade. He just came in, was about that action, on site, turn off the lights. You are cleaned out. You're done. and that's it. So I'm hoping, at least when it comes to Roman Reigns, don't have him say nothing. Don't let him just walk in, get mad, eyes light up, that demon symbol light up in the back, the lights go off, somebody's dead, and he disappears. If you do that, I can live with this. But if y'all got my man out here acting for real, like I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, y'all let me know, what did you think about the Street Fighter trailer? Like I said, I can't play it. They're gonna, shut the live down. But y'all let me know, what did you think about it? Did you like it? I'm nothing about this is exciting me. Nothing. And where is Sagat? Where is my boy Sagat? Y'all couldn't find nobody to play Sagat? I needed somebody to hit the Sagat laugh. Nobody can do that. Oh, I'm hurt. All right, let's see. We got a bunch of comments. Hold on. Y'all coming through with the support. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Tracy, I love Pluribus. Best show on TV, just brilliant. I will say, so far, again, I'm only 3 episodes in. This has been some of the best writing I've seen, period. Now, Vince Gilligan is known for this. Obviously, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. The man knows what he's doing. But I just love the dialogue so far in Pluribus. I know I'm way behind a lot of y'all. I think the season finale is coming up in like a week or two. Maybe over the break, I'll be able to catch up. But yes, right now, writing wise, this thing is running laps. It is so solid so far. Anyway, Puma, what is this? Any news on Morgan Freeman doing Brian Lumley's Necroscope series? We need a sci-fi vampire series. I haven't heard of it. Listen, hey, I scope the news every week. So if I haven't seen it and I don't report on it, I haven't heard of it. Not saying it's not out there, but I haven't heard of it. But no, I haven't heard of that. Don't they have a vampire? They got a vampire series out right now. Interview with the Vampire. I don't know if that's up your. I don't know if that's for you though. I don't know if you want to watch that. But there is a vampire series out there. If you want, tread carefully. Tracy, come on through. There we go. Seen every Derry theory. Yours is not stolen yet. Come on, let's go. That's what I like to hear. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm not here to try to be viral. I mean, it's nice when it does, but man, like, you have no idea how refreshing it feels to actually come up with something that other people who have way more time, way more resources, a team, that they could sit here and come up with all this stuff, and you could still find a way to come up with something unique to give to the people. That makes me feel more happy than anything else. You have no idea. Just a quick thing. I remember, and I think some of y'all might remember. Do y'all remember during Avengers Infinity War, and everybody was sitting here saying that Hulk was Loki or Loki was Hulk? And I was sitting there, I was like, no, he's not. Loki's dead. I was like, that's not, no, Loki's dead. And like all the other channels, everybody was sending people off. Yeah, Loki is playing the trick. Loki is really the Hulk. And this is Loki gonna show up. And I sat here and told y'all, nah, that ain't it. Go on back and look at listen, that was one of my popular videos. But I told y'all, Loki is not the Hulk. I made a video saying that is not the case. Y'all let them other channels like gaslight y'all, get y'all hopes up, and I was the one person sitting there saying, chill out. That is not what's happening. And I ended up being right. I have come on, E-Man. Come on. All right, sorry. Okay. Okay. ILL Magic, I'm gonna come to you in just a second with that. Anthony, you said the delay was because they didn't reduce the budget. Yes, it was. If you're talking about Fast and Furious, it was something to that nature. Like basically, Vin Diesel's movie it cost too much. They was like, "Hey, can you bring it down?" And he was just like, family." So doesn't look like that's happening. You know, I don't know how people do business with him when he costs them so much money and the return is not always consistent. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Nelson, I'm gonna come back to you when we get a little closer. Okay, I'll get this one though. Saw clips of Welcome to Derry. It's creepy AF. Listen, Nelson, like it can be. Listen, it's not for the scary heads. Okay, it's not for listen. Hey, where's Tracy? Tracy, you one of the scary team captains. Like, if Tracy was able to watch it, shout out to her. I feel like all of y'all can watch it. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think so. But yeah, y'all you should be able to watch that. And if not, you can always watch my recap video where there's still some scary things, but it's not as scary. And we do find the fun in the show. So if that helps, maybe that, we'll see. Derek, thank you so much, man. Y'all getting them. E-Man, salute, brother. How's your ultra secret mission to give us Lovecraft Country going? So, while I was at Celebration of Black Cinema, I actually had 2 missions. My ultra secret mission was not accomplished, but I still have 1 to 2 more chances to make that happen. So please stay tuned. However, my second mission was to get at least the picture, that Lovecraft reunion, and I did get that with Woomney and Journey, and Misha had already left. But I did talk to Misha. I talked to Misha Green. I told her, I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of Lovecraft Country. I covered every episode. I love the series. And she tried to put me on the spot. She was like, all right, what's your favorite episode? And I was like, because in my mind, I was just like, dang, I ain't seen Lovecraft Country in a couple years. Like, there were so many good episodes. And I was like, the Tulsa episode. The Tulsa episode easily was my favorite. And I told her because it gave me the opportunity at that time to actually educate folks on the Tulsa Massacre and other race riots. I don't like to get preachy or nothing, but I do like the opportunity when entertainment gives us the space to actually open up people's minds or eyes to things that they didn't know. And I remember seeing a lot of positive feedback from people, just saying like, yo, I didn't know that this happened. Yo, I didn't know that this was real. And yes, Black history is American history, even if it's in the form of entertainment television. So she was very happy to hear that. I did ask her, hey, is there anything we can do? Like, I will be your vessel. What can I do to get Lovecraft Country back? And she said, man, because, I'm ready for season 2. She's ready. But she was like, it's in HBO's hands. There's nothing we can do. So, unfortunately, Lovecraft Country is done for as long as HBO says no. But if that thing goes to Netflix, yeah, listen, if y'all want to sit here and talk about the revival of the Snyder Cut, y'all better give me a Lovecraft Country season 2. I want to see the same energy. Okay, we could bring that back if Netflix takes over WB. That's a whole nother crusade. That's a whole nother campaign. Another campaign. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, but thank you so much for that. Nelson would love if they bring back Watchmen. Yeah. Well, they wanted to do another season of Watchmen. Damon Lindelof was like, I'm good. He was like, I don't have another idea. Let somebody else, do it later. So, it's not like they don't want to, but they want to do it with the same guy, and he's not interested. I can't blame him. I don't want nobody to force themselves to make anything if they not feeling it. So I respect it. I respect it. All right, let's move on. Oh, I gotta watch my Bears. Oh, I love my Bears now. Nobody tell me the score. Don't nobody tell me the score. All right, we do have a 28 years later update. So if you have watched my videos, I have told y'all that I was very, very excited. I did a pre-reaction for 28 years later. I was excited for that movie. I really enjoyed 28 days later, and I liked a lot 28 weeks later. I really liked it. And 28 years later, I was like, yo, the cast looks solid. They got the old crew back with Danny Boyle and Alex Garland. Like, we are in for a treat. And then they gave us the movie. And the first half of the movie was fantastic. And then the second half was like, what kind of garbage is this? This thing went downhill so fast. The moment they got to that train scene or whatever, everything was done. Everything was done. So they pulled a fast one on us. They bamboozled us and tricked us into thinking that this was going to be something. And to be honest, after seeing that, it discouraged me from wanting to see the second part of, what is it, the Bone Temple or whatever. Like, I'm sitting here like, I don't know. Like, I have major trust issues now. Did they just invite me to go see the movie? They did. Am I going to go see it as an idiot? Yes, I will. But I'm going in there with expectations below the ground at this point. Like, I nothing about this. You guys have to gain my trust all over again. So anyway, we do have an update because it is saying here that Sony is proceeding with a third 28 years later movie following the electric fan reaction from recent screenings of the second film, The Bone Temple, which comes out next month. Let me just say that Sony needs to pump their brakes. Sony, I need you to relax. Now, is it possible that the next, the Bone Temple movie is really good? Sure. It is possible. Listen, they got Nia DaCosta in there now. Shout out to the sister. She directed that movie. But Alex Garland still wrote it. And right now, I have trust issues with Alex Garland and his writing right now. I would say, if I could talk to a Sony executive, you should never make any future plans based off of screening reactions. Because audiences that go see screeners usually are not your typical average people. These are people that really enjoy films, or they really enjoy movies, or that specific that franchise, right? Like they're fans of the franchise. That's not a good representation of the general public. Because last time I recall, when I went to the screening for 28 years later, some people were coming out like, oh, that movie was so good. It was, and I'm like, did we see the same freaking movie? What are you talking about? What? So if y'all are basing your opinion on the same people that said the last movie was good, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm just saying, maybe just wait until the general audience goes and sees it. If the new movie is good, okay, cool. Then go ahead and move forward. But I'm just saying, like, going off of a screening reaction, I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's wise. Now, furthermore, it says the buzz is that 28 days later star Cillian Murphy, who was in the first movie, he's actually currently in talks to show up in this third 28 years later movie. And Alex Garland is coming back to write part 3. So I'm just going to say, because I haven't watched the movie yet, I will watch it in a couple weeks. I hope that this does not fail for the sake of Nia DaCosta. Nia DaCosta, she did give us that Marvel's movie. She did give us the Candyman movie. She just did Hedda. I want her to win. I want Nia DaCosta to win. I didn't like how people were dragging her, in the outlets and stuff before. I want her to win. I hope, even though the last movie was a big disappointment, I hope this Bone Castle one does her justice. Right? But I am worried. There are yellow flags. You got Alex Garland coming back. I think he's kind of missing the mark. You're bringing Cillian Murphy back. I'm not mad about that. I mean, he was very good in the first movie, but at the same time, I don't know if Cillian Murphy can save this franchise either. Like, what am I supposed to look forward to besides, oh, he survived and he's still around? Like, outside of that, like, I never looked at the 28 years franchise as being character dependent. It's always been about the disease, this rage, this thing, and how do people react to it. So I don't know. I mean, okay, if you bring him back, I guess, but I don't see that really helping a whole lot. But anyway, you guys let me know, how do you feel about it 28 years later? Is that something that another movie do you feel confident about? Do you want to see? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh boy. Let's make this a quick one. I should have thrown this in the other ones. We have a Wolverine update. Hugh Jackman obviously has returned as Wolverine, and Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine did a fantastic job. We already know that he's going to show up again in, Avengers Doomsday and probably Secret Wars, whatever. But it looks like that won't be all that we will be seeing potentially. And he says here that his journey as Wolverine is not over yet. It doesn't feel like the end. It really felt like the end after Logan. And there are rumors out there that there's going to be a solo Wolverine movie. Let me just say this. I know it was cute. It was funny. Ha ha ha. Till he's 90. Ha ha ha. Till he's 90. I don't want Hugh Jackman as Wolverine till he's 90. I don't want that. Hugh Jackman to me is one of the best Wolverines we've ever gotten. Right? But at the same time, you don't have to force him to keep playing it. Let it go. Let it go. This man has done amazing work. He was never the problem. Right? In all those bad X-Men movies, he was never the problem. So this is not an indictment on Hugh Jackman. This is more so a call of Marvel. You need to not be like Fox. You know what Fox did when they had the X-Men? They found a good thing with the X-Men, and they said, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to give up on this Mystique. We're going to keep pushing Mystique, and for whatever reason. And that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Now, is Mystique the same as Wolverine in terms of No, not at all. Because we like Hugh Jackman. But what I'm saying is, Marvel, you should not pigeonhole yourself in this corner of only doing, sticking around with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine when you have the perfect opportunity right now with the multiverse being reset and all of that stuff. Just recast. Just recast. There will be no hard feelings. We will never forget Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman got like 3 other movies he's doing right now. The man is an actor's actor. He does not need this. Let him go. Free Hugh Jackman, please. Y'all let me know, though. Do you want to see a Wolverine solo movie? Now, if they happen, and here's the problem. If they were talking about a solo movie before Secret Wars, fine. I'd be okay with that. Because it's still up for the realm of maybe we'll recast or reboot or whatever. But it's like, if y'all talking about doing a movie, you're going to do it after Secret Wars. So, which implies that he's going to be the Wolverine till he's 90. Mistake, in my opinion. Mistake. Will I still show up? Will I still support Hugh Jackman? Sure. But I do think that y'all are missing out on a bigger opportunity. But y'all feel free to let me know how you feel about that in the comments. We have an Avengers update since we're on the MCU kick right now. Let me go through the update because I got some thoughts. Paul Bettany teases that he will return as Vision in Avengers Secret Wars. He says, I think I've got some Avengers duties next year. All right. Here comes White Vision. Yay. Great. The Russo brothers, back at it. They have begun to tease something for the Avengers Doomsday. They talk about 4 teasers that are going to be out in theaters. Let me get that for you too. 4 different trailers for Avengers Doomsday will be attached to Avatar Fire and Ash. Each trailer will play for 1 week before switching to the next. So right now, we are currently in the first week where if you happen to go watch Avatar, you will see a trailer or a teaser for Doomsday. And I believe this is the Chris Evans one right now. And of course, in case you did not know, first teaser for Avengers Doomsday is now playing. And Chris Evans is now confirmed to return as Steve Rogers. So I know that there was all this, these leaks that were happening. A lot of people were kind of like, oh, we don't know. Is this AI? Is it not? Whatever. Let me first address the first issue that people were having. And, people were sitting here saying like, oh man, if Chris Evans comes back, if Steve Rogers comes back, that's going to undermine Sam Wilson, who is Captain America right now. Now, let me just say, first and foremost, I don't believe that Chris Evans or even Marvel would undermine Sam Wilson like that yet. And the reason why I say that is because it would be really disrespectful. Now, we have heard Kevin Feige come out and say, or at least people at Marvel say that, like, oh, maybe Captain America, Brave and the Bold, Brave New World, maybe it didn't do so well because Steve Rogers wasn't there. Little bit of shade. But never mind the fact that the movie just didn't have a lot of teeth and it was advertised terribly, but whatever. I don't believe that they will bring back Chris Evans that soon to do that. That would show even more desperation than bringing Robert Downey Jr. back because y'all want him to play Dr. Doom. That would be even more desperate. That'd be even a worse gimmick to play. Now, what I believe, I have not watched the teaser, but I've seen little clips or whatever. What I believe is actually happening is this could be a fake out, right? This could be the case where, yes, maybe he comes in as Nomad, or maybe it's possible that he does come back as Steve Rogers. He does come back as Captain America. However, not the way you think. He might just be coming back to fight against Sam Wilson. Y'all need to remember there is a version, we're dealing with the multiverse, of Captain America that everybody thought was all good and all fine and dandy until this man said, Hail Hydra. So I believe that yes, Chris Evans comes back. Yes, he's gonna be Captain America. And yes, he gonna tell Sam Wilson on your left, because he about to deliver a left and a right two-piece combo to him. I think that's what you're going to see. So, because think about how whack it would be if they were just like, yeah, by the way, Sam is, Steve Rogers is coming back. It just would not work. Or I think that would be the better story if you bring him back as Nomad, and he's more than likely just going to be the racial layup. And what is that? The racial layup is basically when you have a mantle swapping, whether it's Sam as Captain America or it's Miles as Spider-Man, and you bring in the traditional white character, Peter Parker, Steve Rogers, and they lay up. They give a alley-oop for the black character and say, no, you're the new Captain America now. No, you're the new Spider-Man now. That's where they could possibly bring Steve Rogers in, because they heard a lot of y'all. They heard, not y'all, but the other y'all. They heard a lot of them talking about Sam's not my Captain America. No, he doesn't even have the super serum, so he can't be Captain America. Never mind the fact that it's a mantle, but you might actually have Marvel bring in Steve Rogers to solidify, to make it official for all the haters out there that no, I'm no longer Captain America. Sam, you're a good man. That's why I gave you the shield. Now you are the Captain America for everybody. So that could be the other option that we see. Now, there is something else I wanted to talk about here. And I kind of need to get this off my chest regarding the whole Avengers movies and everything. Right now, we've seen Marvel bring back Downey as Doom. We've seen all these promotions running around with this actor is coming back and that character is coming back. Y'all remember the whole chair thing, right? In the news, we keep hearing about this person might come, or people, Paul Bettany's coming back and all this stuff. Listen, and now Chris Evans is confirmed, right? Shocker. Who would have thought Chris Evans was not going to come back in these Avengers movies? When I hear all of these things, all I can say, though, at this point is I don't care. I actually see all of these announcements and news as yellow flags. They're not red, maybe even a little orange, but I do think that they're yellow flags. But let me tell you why. Whether it's Marvel, Kevin Feige, the Russo brothers, one thing they will always tell us is that they are storytellers. But let me ask y'all a question. Do any of y'all know the story of Avengers Doomsday? I don't know. Because with all these teases and advertisements, nothing about the actual story is being shared. I remember when Infinity War was teased, or when the trailer came out and all of that, we saw Thanos, and it was like Debo on Friday. Hey, Thanos coming, y'all. Thanos coming, and he gonna mess things up. Now, I know we have yet to see the Avengers Doomsday actual trailer, and I'm willing to definitely change my mind for sure. But right now, these actor and character teases and all these people coming back, it's not moving me at all. So I hope we can get back to that, because this is not exciting to just hear about this person's going to be here and that person's going to be there, or Thor's coming, y'all. Cap is coming, whatever. Marvel, you can save all of that. Tell me why I need to show up for your movie, aside from a bunch of cameos and characters who are probably just going to die anyway. Can we get back to the actual story? That's all I'm saying. So hopefully we get that with the trailer, because honestly, if this becomes a glorified, cameo fest, I don't think y'all have much of a movie. And I feel like Doomsday is going to be a disappointment. Now, I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm trusting the Russo brothers, but y'all got to give me something else. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, y'all let me know. How do you feel about Chris Evans coming back? How do you feel about 4 teasers, trailers coming at you? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh, we got some comments. Okay, Magic, what you got? You know that meme of Kev on stage from the Kirk Franklin table talk, where he has that confused, questionable stare? Yes, wasn't that the one with Ray J also? He says, you said here, that's how I looked when I saw the Doomsday trailer in front of Avatar. Yeah, I mean, surprise. What's that song? Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I mean, they throwing that out there. But, if we're being honest, this was also a very interesting gimmick for the studio to sit here and show y'all, not show y'all, to show James Cameron, hey, we love you. Please don't go nowhere. Please make us another $2 billion. Matter of fact, let's tag team both of our movies, the Marvel movie that made another $2 billion with your movie, and we're gonna try and lure these people in. We're gonna sucker them in. And to why I'm not going to any movie for a trailer. Y'all lost me right there. That was never gonna happen. What y'all must think this is 2018. If this was 2018, pre-COVID, before, back when we were thirsty for Infinity War and everything. Remember how thirsty we were. We were so thirsty back then. We even watched Captain Marvel. We gave Captain Marvel $1 billion. That's how thirsty we were for anything after Infinity War. If you would have told us that those movies had the teaser trailer for Endgame or for whatever after, now that might have worked. Today, absolutely not. Definitely not. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Yes, we all paid for that Captain Marvel. We was all thirsty. Yeah, well. What else we got? Oh, okay. Jan, rumors that Doom time jumps to go after Steve. Okay. Whatever. Listen, fine. Whatever. Like, just give me more story. Give me hype up Dr. Doom the way y'all hyped up Thanos. I need to care before I go walk into this theater. Because right now, if it's just a bunch of characters coming back, I don't care. Don't care. Jay, what you got again? Hugh just got divorced, no prenup. He wants that money. Ooh. Well, that's a good reason. That is a good reason. Oh, I got to do this again. We talked about this last time, and I need y'all to forgive me because I feel like I'm gonna have to repeat myself again. Last time it was Rolling Stone, but this time it is Variety, because Variety is giving us the best movies, y'all. The best movies of 2025. Here we go. Guess who ain't on the list? Guess who's not on the list? Did y'all see Dreams? Did y'all enjoy Dreams? Yeah? No. Okay. Let's see. What about Soleimani's Story? Did y'all enjoy that? Yeah? No? Okay. Yeah. One battle after another. Yeah. Okay. Sound of Falling. Riveting. Yes? Sound of Falling. Yeah. Oh, here we go. 28 years later. Can't forget this classic. Yeah. What else we got? Marty Supreme. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Timothy Chalamet got to be in there. It Was Just an Accident. Have y'all heard of these? No? Okay, let's keep going. Train Dreams. What a beautiful movie. Yeah, that's got to be up there. Uh-huh. What else? The President's Cake. Hey, everybody likes cake, right? Yeah. Okay. What else we got here? Steve. Oh, we can't forget about Steve. Yes. 2025's best movies. Matter of fact, the man who wrote this, he also got another honorable 10. Let's read these 10. What is it? Black Bag, Black WS Terms and Conditions, Bring Them Down, Begonia, Hamlet, J. Kelly, Nirvana, the band, blah, 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 Nouvelle, sorry, everything but Sinners. So, in case you thought, hey, we can have a little bit more diversity because they had 2 critics do this, not just one. The other critic said one battle after another. What else? Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Begonia, Wild Diamond, Mission Impossible. Okay, I'm not mad at that actually. Lurker, whatever. Okay, Weapons. Not mad at that. Not mad at that. Shout out to Weapons. Black Bag, and yes, another movie that's not Sinners. And I'm going to let y'all guess. I'll let y'all guess the gender and ethnicity of both of these critics. I need y'all to give me a second. And I might be repeating some things, but they're doubling down. So guess what? I'm going to double down now. Because here we go again. First, Rolling Stone did it, and now Variety have both left Sinners off their best of 2025 lists. And no, this is not just about their taste or preference. Actually, it is. But let me get into that. I'm not saying Sinners has to be number 1. I'm not even saying it has to be top 5. But to completely erase it after everything it's accomplished, I got questions. This is the problem. This does not happen in just a vacuum, and I'm going to tell you why. This is how systemic racism works in the film industry. Don't go away. Let me bring you in. We know the industry was built on racism. We know Black actors couldn't play themselves. We saw white actors in blackface. This is indisputable. Even after Black actors were able to play in, even after Black actors were able to get roles, they only got stereotypical supporting roles for decades. That has always been the foundation in the film industry. And when film criticism emerged as a profession, it grew in that same system. Here's the part that people don't even want to talk about. Not only do you have critics criticizing these films within an already biased system, these critics were always predominantly white and male. And once again, people don't know about this or want to talk about it. Critics are the biggest fans of other critics. They read the same voices. They praise the same writers. They inherit the same definitions of what great cinema looks like. And for decades, those voices, again, have been overwhelmingly white and male and disconnected from other experiences, specifically the Black experience. Now, that is not individual hatred. That's inherited bias. We've seen this pattern before. Denzel Washington, Malcolm X getting snubbed at the Oscars, Lupita Nyong'o getting snubbed for Us, Angela Bassett getting snubbed multiple times, especially over hot dog fingers. The industry has a long history of deciding what great looks like, and too often Black films don't fit the mold that they're comfortable with. Sinners was a Black-led, rated R horror film. All 3 of those categories, usually the industry historically dismisses. And besides that, Sinners, it broke records. It connected with audiences. It earned major recognition elsewhere. You don't leave that off the top 20 list by accident. You're allowed to totally say this movie didn't work for you. But when your taste or preference consistently excludes films that objectively accomplish this much, you can't hide behind calling it just your taste or opinion. That's how systemic racism shows up, quietly deciding what counts as great and what gets erased. So, you guys let me know. What do you think? Did Variety and Rolling Stone get it right? Is this systemic bias? Is this racial bias? Let me know whatever you think in the comments down below, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, and it needs to be called out. But y'all let me know what you think. Anyway, JN, what you got? One problem or one battle after another is problematic. The stereotypical tropes of Black women in it may be another Green Book over Black Panther year. I did not review one battle after another, at least not on this channel. I thought that it was a good movie. I do believe that it's an overhyped movie. The movie's good, but it's also forgettable. Like, I'm never going to talk about one battle after another after this year. Just won't. Sinners, that's a movie people still talk about way after it was done. People were throwing juke joint parties. People were dressing up as cosplay. People were making video reels. People were writing think pieces. People were rewatching the movie over and over again. Nobody's doing that for one battle after another. No one's doing that for Black Bag. No one is doing that with any of these movies. And again, even if the movie does not work for you, you cannot ignore that. I've always said movies are a form of art. Art is a form of communication from one human being to another. The best way to tell whether or not a movie works is if it connects with people, and this movie did that. But when you throw in all these other international films and these movies that didn't nobody hear about, now you're giving off pretentious. Now you're just giving off, oh, you guys just don't know what good is, but I do, because I'm a film critic that learned from other film critics that happen to look just like me. So I don't like this. I don't like it. It annoys me. It bothers me. It does not feel objective. I know there's subjectivity in there, but at some point you do need to call a spade a spade. And they're not doing that. I don't believe. Anyway, what was this other one? Regina, what'd you say here? Did you see the World of Real article? They're calling us the sinners. MO. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, the sinners mob. Fine. I don't. So call. Fine. Call me the sinners mob if you need. I'll lead the charge. You know, listen. I told you I was sitting at the table with the cast and the crew of Sinners, and there were some producers there, and I told them straight up, hey, I know y'all can't say it, but I called out the Rolling Stone. I'm calling out Variety as well. Yes, it's BS. I know y'all can't say it. I will. It's BS. It's racist. They don't what y'all think it's a coincidence that both of those articles were written by 3 white males? Y'all think that's a coincidence? Meanwhile, when you have other outlets or other voting bodies, whether it's, the Oscars or whatever, you're going to see other diverse bodies actually put Sinners up there of just being worthy of being nominated. You don't think that's a coincidence when it's focused only on white men and how they perceive stuff? But then when you have a diverse body actually saying, no, Sinners deserve some, recognition, what does that tell you? So yeah, you can call us a mob all you want. How about this? A mob for equality, a mob for fairness. I'm fine with that. But y'all want to call us a mob, but you don't want to call out the nonsense. All right, whatever. That's fine. And who is World of Real? I ain't never heard of them. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I gave that too much energy. Was I supposed to care who World of Real was? I probably even know who that is. I'm sorry. Whoever it is, if we friends and I didn't know, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for my opinion, but let's see. So we're not gonna watch the Oscar Sinners. I don't think the nominations are out yet, but I think that because the nominations are so wide, Sinners is definitely going to um they'll make it to the Oscars. Like I highly doubt they won't. I actually kind of want to see this. Who said this? Don't let it be somebody I know. Ooh, who said this? Ooh, I'm looking at the article. I gave y'all a click. All right. Ah, Jordan. Jordan Roomy. I don't know. Huh, hold on. Let me see. Jordan. Hold on. I'm just looking up Jordan. Who? Oh, I feel like I know Jordan. I don't think we ever met. Hold on. I'm just looking up the article right now. I just want to see Jordan. All right, Jordan, we gotta talk, bro. We gotta talk. Jordan, follow me. Apparently. Jordan, what's up? Where's Jordan? Where's Jordan? Jordan, we gotta have a conversation. Okay, we gotta talk. Critic to critic. I feel like this needs to be a conversation. Let us have a conversation. Where's Jordan? I need to DM this man. Come on, man. We following each other. Jordan, why we gotta be the mob? You know what? I'm gonna reach out. We got a conversation we gotta have. Now we gotta do this. Why we gotta be a mob though? Why we gotta be a mob? Pull up, Jordan. Let's talk. Respectfully, of course, but let's talk. All right. See, why y'all drag me into this? Why y'all drag me into this? I'm about to DM him too. I'm like, hey, you want to have a conversation about this? You want to talk? Hey, don't y'all go harassing him. I'm gonna DM myself. Don't go harassing him. But yeah, we gonna have a conversation. Anywho, I'm gonna actually read his post too. I want to read the article in fairness. I will read it. All right, let's do one last thing. We got two more topics. Oh, I'm glad I recorded again. Okay. Let's talk about the Netflix WB update. So, as you all know, Netflix won the bidding war when it came to WB and the buyout. However, Paramount was like, hey, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, that's not fair, right? We'll get to that. But the co-CEO of Netflix, he felt good about this. He was like, nah, we good, right? We can make this purchase. And unfortunately, and I know we're getting back to this and didn't really want to, but the government is getting involved. Now, the government should be neutral, and any type of big mergers with companies, you got antitrust laws, you got monopoly fears and stuff like that. The government would try to step in that case. However, we unfortunately have a government and an administration that likes to put their thumb on the scale and play favorites to whoever kisses their butt. Let's just keep it 100. And the co-CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, said, hey, I had a whole meeting with Trump and in mid-November, and he left with the impression that Netflix would not face any type of regulatory opposition in buying WB. Now, Paramount, who also is nice and chummy with the president, they assumed that they would win the bidding war because of their friendly relationship with the president. So everybody's like, no, I'm cool with the president. No, I'm cool with the president. I should win. So now, more than likely, this will come down to who can kiss my butt even more. Who's going to kiss the president's butt even more? What's even worse, in my opinion, is probably going to be something shadier, like who gives me more crypto dollars? Who gives my other family member? I mean, Amazon just gave Melania Trump $40 million to do a documentary. Let's not act like some favor was not done in exchange. Who gets paid? The highest actors in Hollywood don't even get paid 40 million. The Rock, I think The Rock was making like maybe 20 million. Why is she getting paid 40 million for anything? So don't be surprised if, you know, if Netflix wins, if there's some sort of documentary on why the election wasn't stolen. I don't know, whatever. Just don't be surprised. Clearly, we are no longer in a system where fairness is about it. You probably gonna have to pay to play. You're gonna have to get the glazing, glaze up the president, and you're gonna have to pay. Glaze and pay. That's what they doing now. Glaze and pay. Anyway, after Netflix won the bid, Paramount was like, oh, okay. All right, bet. I see your 80 billion and I raise you. And they launched a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers. And they are going directly to the shareholders with a bid. Basically, it's like $30 a share or something like that, which is like $109 billion. $109 billion. So again, Netflix was like, we'll give you 80. Paramount was like, nah, we're gonna go straight to your shareholders. We forget the board. Because the shareholders, they want the most money, obviously. So more money is a pretty clear, easy decision to make. You're giving us more money. You're giving us $20 billion more. And of course, that's not going to go without some level of glazing. Because David Ellison over there at Paramount allegedly offered assurances to the president and his administration that if he bought WB, he would make some major changes for CNN. Ooh, look at that. Freedom of speech, freedom of press. Bye-bye, First Amendment. Uh-huh. Is that a whole news outlet that is usually not so favorable to the president? And the potential buyer is already saying, allegedly, that he's going to fix the problem. He's going to make some changes. That sounds American. Sure does. So WB, in this case, they have a choice to make because they picked Netflix, but at the same time, Paramount was like, we're upping the ante by a lot, by a whole lot. So WB came together and they made a decision. They are planning to reject Paramount's latest offer to buy the company. They see their existing deal with Netflix as offering greater value, certainty, and terms. They said, we don't want your 100 billion. Now that's a hell of a no. That is a hell of a no. Could y'all imagine? Golly, I want to play rich people games one day. Like one day, I want to play rich people games. I want to sit here and be like, I don't want 20 billion. I'll take the lower offer because I'm just cooler with them. I'm just cooler with Netflix. I like them more. What 20 billion? I don't want it. I don't want your billions. I want to play rich people games. I know Paramount was like, did they hear we offered 20 billion extra? They heard it. Johnson, you did say 20 extra billion, right? They said no. Like, I know they mad. I know they. You got, listen, all them all they faces red. All they faces turn red. You know, in the boardroom, they was like, how dare they? You know they was big mad. Anywho, Netflix's CEO has reiterated that they're going to keep Warner Brothers movies in theaters. They said here theatrical is an important part of the WB business and legacy, and we don't want to change what makes Warner Brothers so valuable. If this deal had happened 2 years ago, hits like Minecraft and Superman would still have premiered on the big screen as they did, and that's how we plan to keep it. My question is, what about Sinners? What about Weapons? Would Ryan Coogler have gotten his specific deal where he owns the rights in a couple years, in 20 something years? Would Netflix have done that? Now, here's what they didn't tell you. Did y'all say anything about the release window? Because that's also what helps make WB and the product good and valuable. You just said you're not going to stop things going to theaters. That's great. I heard that funny talk before from WB, the people that got fired. They was like, "Oh yeah, we gonna drop it in theaters at the same time as we drop it on streaming, or we cut the streaming window in half, so you only get to watch Sinners or Weapons in theaters for 2 weeks before it's on Netflix." That hurts the business model. So anyway, that's where we are with that right now. There was still I don't have it here, but yeah, president still said that he was going to weigh in on any decision that happens with this WB Netflix deal. So once again, just confirmation. It's out there in the open. It's not speculation. It's not political bias. It's out there. You're going to have government interference, favoritism, and potentially the suppression of free speech and the freedom of press. Welcome to America. You guys let me know, how do you feel about this whole Netflix WB deal? Is this something you're looking forward to? Whatever you think, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, let's do this Avatar. Let's do this Avatar 3 review. And get this going here. Hold on one second. Let me pull up some of these pictures for y'all so it can look kind of nice. All right, so Avatar Fire and Ash is currently out in theaters. And I did get a chance to see it early. I gave you guys my reaction, but now I can give you my actual thoughts on the film. So let's go ahead and get started with just a quick intro. Jake Sully and his family, they're grappling with grief. They especially after the death of their son, they are encountering a new Navi tribe, the Ash people, and they're led by the fiery Varang. As the conflict on Pandora escalates and a new moral focus emerges. So first off, let's kind of start off with what was good in the movie. I have to say, of course, the visuals, right? We know this. The visuals in Avatar are their bread and butter. They were amazing. The 3D glasses, that you wear while you're watching this, they really do help bring everything to life. I think that what we got with this is what 3D was supposed to look like, right? Remember when we had all those bad 3D movies and they felt kind of gimmicky or whatever? Well, that's not what we're getting here. In this case, the 3D actually felt like it was popping out the screen. It actually felt like I was on a ride. The sound, I saw this in Dolby. The sound and the cinematography all came together so well. They delivered, I think, a certain level of sensations that you could only get in a good movie theater. And I really enjoyed that. Next up, I think the performances from the actors were done very well. You really did get a sense of all of their emotions. You got a sense of a lot of just like it almost felt like they were real, right? Like, yes, I know that there was CGI and stuff like that on there, but the motion capture that they use, it just really did help it feel as real as possible. And I liked it. I thought they did a really good job with that. I think what also worked for me was the battle scenes. The battle scenes, the fights, those were done very well. I thought they really kept me engaged the whole time. James Cameron knows what he's doing. He knows the attention to detail during those fight sequences. He knows how to make sure to capture all of them in the right way. And I think that, given even though this movie was pretty long, I didn't feel bored or I didn't drift off or anything because of those type of high intense scenes that we get throughout the film. I also liked that we got introduced to a new concept. There was a new concept. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it for people, but there was a new concept introduced with the Navi people and the humans and stuff like that. That I thought they did a very good job in terms of the concept of the story. I thought they did a good job in terms of pushing the stakes a little bit in terms of like, hey, this is super important and this is why we're doing what we're doing. So I like that. I like that we learned a little bit more about Pandora and the different Navi people. The villains, man, I like them the most. And shout out to the actress who was playing her as well. Very engaging. I really liked how they was all about that smoke. Listen, these were some ashy aliens, and they was about that business. I love every moment with them in there. And they were always about just getting it on action wise, and they helped keep this movie floating and moving forward. So I love that. Now let's get into the bad. One thing that did not work for me was probably the story itself. To be honest, it did feel very predictable. There were very few surprises in the movie. And a lot of the story, it also felt kind of redundant. It felt like we've been here before. Not only that, but there were moments in the story where, let's say a character comes back and, has this triumphant return or whatever, and I just felt like it just didn't land. I was just like, okay, and like, was I supposed to care about this? Like, the payoff was just not big enough. It wasn't there for me. There were certain characters. There's a certain character, I won't name who it is, but there were certain characters who they're undergoing some development. They're undergoing some change, and you already know where it's going. You already know what this character is going to do. You already know what this character is going to say. And to me, that also took away some of the impact with this character and their interactions. So it just kind of felt a little lukewarm to me. And last but not least, and I know this might hurt James Cameron's feelings here, but the emotions that were in this movie felt forced. They felt contrived. They did not feel earned or built up in a certain way. I don't know if that's because of the long gap between the movies, but it was kind of like, man, I see a lot of y'all doing all this crying. I see a lot of y'all doing all of this, rage or whatever. And to be honest, I was just like, I don't feel it. Like, I just did not, it did not come across as genuine all the time for me. I know it makes sense on paper, but at the same time, I just didn't feel like the movie built up to it the right way. So like, for example, there was a whole scene in the film where two characters go into a forest, and one of the characters has to make a really hard decision. And the whole time I was just like, you're not gonna do nothing. And I don't even feel the weight of why you're even doing this. Like, it just didn't work. And it felt like a waste of time. It felt like a waste of time. But anyway, let's go into the reason. Overall, Avatar Fire and Ash delivers the visual stunning adventure for your eyeballs. It does exactly what the movie franchise is known for doing. However, this film delivers more of the same from the previous movie, and it kind of falls short in being a true sequel, and instead it serves as an extension of the previous movie. It feels like Avatar 2.5. Now, this could be the case because, according to James Cameron, the script for Avatar 2 was so big that they did end up splitting it in two and spreading it, making this third movie. But that's kind of the problem, I think. There wasn't enough done in this movie to really help it feel like a story that was pushing everything along or giving it the space to stand alone on its own 2 feet. So when it comes to the rating for Avatar Fire and Ash, I've got to give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Is it worth watching in theaters? I would say yes, it is. You're going obviously for the visuals. And of course, that is what makes this amazing to watch. However, I would say that this movie is going to completely depend on however you felt about the last movie. If you liked the last movie, I think you will like this movie. If you were bored with the last movie, I think this movie is going to bore you because it's more of the same. It's just more of the same. But again, is it worth watching in theaters? I would say yes, it is. Now, you guys let me know. Have you seen Avatar Fire and Ash, or do you plan on seeing it? If and when you do, come on back to this video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Whew. All right. We got a couple here. My man Nelson, what you say? Man, just watch Avatar 3. Give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, cool. Cool. Now, Nelson, you getting called out, bro. You getting called out. Because Anthony said, Nelson, you had 3+ hours to watch them giant cat people, but not Blade or The Raid. We didn't forget about Blade or The Raid. Nelson, you putting yourself out there. How did you watch Avatar? But you ain't watched those 2 movies. Nelson had a whole assignment for like a year to watch Blade and The Raid. You thought we was going into the new year and we was going to forget. We wasn't going to forget. We care about you too much to forget. Nelson, go watch Blade and go watch The Raid. Please. All right. Guys, that's all I got for you. I have to go watch my Bears. Please don't tell me what happens. I got to go watch the game. But yes, that's all for tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it as always. I don't know if there will be enough news. I don't know if there will be anything enough to talk about next week. So let's just kind of keep it. Maybe I'll see you. Maybe I won't. But if I don't see you, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Did I forget any? I got Hanukkah, Christmas, Festivus, Kwanzaa. Did I get Kwanzaa? Kwanzaa, all of that. Shout out to everybody celebrating the holidays. I hope you guys have fun. I hope you are safe, stay warm, enjoy it. And that's it. I got things to do with the fam. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all so much. I will see you guys later. You know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and have a great time. All right. Peace.